Good morning, friends. Let us continue with the data structure chapter. We have already discussed in the session 8 the introduction, data representation, classification of data structure, operation on linear data structure, and then arrays, as well as the algorithm of traversal and searching, that linear search as well as binary search. We will see in this session, that is session 9, the rest part of the data structure chapter. Let me remind you the basic operation on one dimension arrays, that is a traversal. We already discussed with the algorithm in the last session. The searching the element, we have seen two types of algorithm, that is linear search as well as binary search. And then comes insertion operation. So that we'll see in this session, the deletion operation, and then sorting and merging. We are going to discuss in this session. Let me take the insertion an element. Insertion refers to inserting an element into the array. A new element can be provided the array should be large enough to accommodate the new element. Means the new element, if you wanted to insert into the array, in array there should be a space to accommodate that new element. When a new element is inserted into a particular position, all the elements, the asked position to last element should be shifted into the higher order position. I'll make you clear. Let A be an array with the items 10, 20, 40 and 60 stored at consecutive location. Suppose item 30 has to be inserted at position 2. How you have to do? Now this is a picture gives now existing array, that is at 0th location 10 is there, at first location 20 is there, second 40, third 50 and fourth 60 is there. First you have to find out whether there is a space is there to insert new element. Looking at that array, there's a one space is there, we can accommodate a new element. Now what you have to do? The following procedure is applied to insert new element. First what you have to do, go to the last element, that is this element, this 60, you have to move it to the position 5. Now it is there right now position 4, that you have to move it to the position 5. And then move the 50 position 4. And then move 40 position 3. Now the position 2 value will be already shifted. So position 2 is now created space for the new element. So position 2 is blank. Insert 30 into that position. So A of 2 equal to 30. So that is this. After inserting new element, it becomes like this. In the position 2, 10 is there. In the position 1, 20 is there. In position 2, the new element 30 is there. In the position 3, 40 is there. In the position 4, 50. In the position 5, 60. Now array size is increased to 1. Now this can be implemented by algorithm is shown on the screen. Let us consider A is an array with n elements. Item is the element to be inserted in the position P. So we have to consider here A array, n elements, number of elements in array. Item is new item, and where you are supposed to insert position, that is P. The step 1 says for I equal to n minus 1 down to P. In the reverse order you have to go. Just now I discussed with you. You have to move to the last location, that is reverse order, down to P. Now what you have to do? A of I plus 1 equal to A of I. End for. Now this is keeping on. If you'll repeat this process till position P value, all the items will be shifted to the one higher order position, and then the desired position becomes blank, that is AP equal to, you have to assign new item. Now increase the size of array, that is it was n elements, now make it as a n plus 1. That is the algorithm. Next step is exit. How exactly is this? Look at this diagram which is just now I discussed with you. Now first you have started with for loop I n minus 1 down to P, that is this is array is having 5 elements, so n minus 1 is 4. Now fourth one, what you have to do, from here you are starting till where the loop will goes only these 3 locations, because till P is 2, position value is 2. Now A of I plus 1, now initially I value is 4, plus 1 means 5 it becomes. Now A of I plus 1 means A of 5 equal to A of 4, that is the 60 moves to the position 5. Similarly in the next iteration the 50 moves to the position 4, from position 3 to position 4, and from position 2 the 40 value moves to the position 3. It creates at the position 2 blank, and you are inserting ARP item, that is 30 will be inserted, and here if you see here the number of elements increase, so that's the reason n equal to n plus 1. Simpler way we can implement insertion operation for single dimension array. Moving forward, deleting an element from the array. Deletion refers to removing an element from the array. When an element is to be deleted from a particular position, all the subsequent shifted into the lower order position, whereas in inserting, that time it was pushing to the higher order position. Here after deleting we have to push it back to the lower order position. Example, let A be an array with the items 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 stored at consecutive location. Suppose item 30 has to be deleted from position 2, then how it will be there? Now this is given array 10 at position 0, 20 at position 1, 30 at position 2, 40 at position 3, 50 at position 4. Now which item you want to delete? This element. After deleting element, this space becomes empty. After that what you have to do? The 40 you have to move it back and 50 you have to move it back. This is what procedure. So here the procedure is applied like this. Copy 30 to item. That item equal to 30. Now move 40 to the position 2. Similarly, move 50 to position 3 and decrease 1 count of the elements. The number of element, if it is n, and decrease to n minus 1. So that it after deletion the array appears in this is the way. So now at position 0, 10 itself is there, position 1, 20 is there, position 2, 40 is there. That time 30 was there, it is deleted, now 40 is there, position 3, 50 is there, position 4, nothing is there. The algorithm for this is as shown on the screen. A is the array with the n elements. Item is the element to be deleted in the position P. It is stored into the variable item. Now step 1, what you have to do? Step 1, item equal to A of P. The whichever item you want to delete, the element, that value place into the item A of P. Now what you have to do? For I equal to P to n minus 1. I equal to P to n from that position to n minus 1. And A of I equal to A of I plus 1. The current location you have to place the next location value. This process you repeat for till n minus 1. And then what you have to do? Decrease one element, as I told with you. Decrease one element because one element is deleted, no? So n becomes n minus 1. Exit. That's very simple. It's shown here. So 10, 20. Now you are deleting from position 2 that 30. 30 you deleted it. That you stored in item. Now what you have to do? Now P. Now position 2 to n minus 1. That is till 4 it works. Now what you have to do? A of I. A of 2 equal to A of I plus 1. That is A of 3. So 40 will go to here. The next iteration, the 50 will go to 40 and it comes after the loop. So that time what happens? Position 0 retain as it, position 1 retain as it is, position 2 the 3 value is placed here, position 4 the 4th position value is placed, and you have decreased the number of elements by 1. So here the afterwards it becomes blank. That is what deleting operation can be implemented by using this algorithm. The next operation is sorting the elements. Sorting is the arrangement of elements of the array in some order. There are various methods like bubble sort, shell sort, selection sort, quick sort, heap sort, insertion sort, etc. But we are not going to learn each and everything. We will learn in this chapter only insertion sort. Now let me tell you what is insertion sort. The first element of array is assumed to be in the correct position. The next element is considered as the key element and compared with the elements before the key element and is inserted in its correct position. This is the way we are implementing. Let me explain you with algorithm for you to make you clear. Now algorithm, consider A is an array with n unsorted elements. It is not in any order, unsorted elements. The following algorithm sorts the elements in the order. Step 1. Take a loop for I, index value take as I, 1 to n minus 1. As I told with you, first element is kept as a key element. So here it starts from 1 to n minus 1. Otherwise, always loop starts from 0 to n minus 1. As we have understood from the definition, the first element is a key element. So that is the reason this loop starts from 1. Next step, this I value we are copying into the j variable. The next step what we are doing, we are taking one more loop, while loop, j is greater than equal to 1. So we are just repeating the process till j value becomes 1. It is, we are going in the reverse order, in the downwards. Now let me check the condition. In the array, a of j is less than a of j minus 1. That is, the right side value, it is smaller than left side value. You have to check. If it is so, then just interchange. That is, we are taking by a temporary variable, placing the a of j value in the temp, and a of j equal to a of j minus 1 and a of j minus 1 equal to temp. Just we are interchanging. In case it is not small, then go for the next iteration. While going for the next iteration, you have to decrement the one value of j. You have to decrease one value. That is the end of while here and end of for. So this, after completion of while loop till j becomes 1, it repeats the process and then goes back to the outer loop, the I. So this repeats till 1 to n minus 1, outer loop will be repeated, and each time inner loop will be repeated till j values becomes 1, and then final step is exit. With this, the elements of the array will be in the sorted order, either in ascending or descending. This algorithm tells us ascending order. If you are descending, you just this symbol, the less than is there, make it as a greater than, automatically the elements will be there in the descending order. I'll explain you with example. That time it's makes you more clear. Consider the following list: 70, 30, 40, 10, 80. Unsorted array stored in the consecutive location. That is, this is the way. The array in the position 0, 70 is there. In the position 1, 30 is there. In the position 2, 40 is there. In the position 3, 10 is there. In the position 4, 80 is there. Now, by using algorithm, how can we implement it? We took I equal to as a 1, correct? And j is assigned I, so that j becomes 1 there. I also 1, j becomes 1. Now what is, it is pointing to this location, this location, position 1. Now this 30 and 70 value will be compared there, whether 70 is less than 30. No. So what you have to do? Interchange it. So we have interchanged here, 30, 70 it became. Now j equal to reduced, j becomes 0. Whether while loop will be continuous? No. It goes to the next outer loop increased, I becomes now 2. When I becomes 2, j value becomes 2. Now j value is here 40 and 70 it compares. 40, 70 it compares. Now 70 is bigger than the right side location. So that's the reason here what happened? It is sorted. Interchanged. It is interchanged 40 with the 70. Now j will be decreased by 1. When j equal to 1, that time these two locations will be compared. The 30, 40 will be compared. Now 30, 40 are in the correct order, so that's why it will not be interchanged. Now j decreased one more, it becomes 0. So while loop will not be continuous, it goes to the outer loop. Now I becomes 3. When I equal to 3, j becomes also 3. Now it goes to the third location. The third location compares with the second location value. Here 70, 10 are there. Now this is 70 is bigger than 10, so it just gets interchanged. Now j value decreased by 1. Now it checks with the first and second position values, that is 40, 10 it is there. Now this is 40 is bigger than 10, gets interchange. J value decreased by 1. At this time it checks with the position 0 and 1 values, 30 and 10. Now 30 is larger than 10, so get interchanges, 10, 30 it becomes. Now again j will not be continuous loops because j value becomes 0, so it goes to the outer loop. Outer loop increased, now I becomes 4. When I becomes 4, j also becomes 4. Now the fourth and third location value will be compared. Now here 70, 80 are there. So 70 anyway is smaller than 80, so will not be interchange. Next comes j value becomes 3. 40, 70 will be compared. 40 anyway lesser than 70, it will not be interchange. The next iteration j becomes 2. 30, 40 will be compared. Now 30, 40 anyway 30 is smaller than 40, it will not be interchange. Now next iteration j becomes 1. 10, 30 will be compared. And here also 10 is smaller than 30, it will not be interchange. Now this while loop terminates as j becomes 1. It goes to the outer loop. Outer loop also terminates because it reached to the n minus 1 position, that is a of 4 is there here. So already I becomes 4, it will not be entered to the loop, it comes out. So that time this sorted array is 10, 30, 40, 70, 80. So this is the way the insertion sort works with the single dimensional array. Moving forward, let us deal with the two-dimensional arrays. A two-dimensional array is a collection of elements identified by a pair of indices called as a subscripts. The number of rows and columns in a matrix is called as the order of the matrix and denoted as a m cross n. Let me show you representation of two-dimensional array in a memory. The two-dimensional array, it is represented in memory in two ways. One is row major order and one more is column major order. I'll give you the picture how exactly the row major order works and as well as column major order works. The row major base of A is the address of the first element and the memory address of each element A of ij can be obtained by the formula location of Aij equal to base of A plus W into n into I minus LB plus J minus LB. Now here A of ij is a element location in the order m cross n, means that ith location row wise and jth location column wise. Base A means it is a starting address and W means width of each memory location, n means number of columns, I means this is a position in the row side, LB is lower bound value, J means the position in the column size, LB means lower bound value. If you substitute this value, you will get the memory address of Aij. Column major side, if you go similar way, base A is the address of the first element. The memory address of any element A of ij can be obtained by the formula. Same formula, little difference is there. That is A of ij equal to base of A plus W into I minus LB plus M into J minus LB. Now for the column major, you have to multiply by the rows into the column order, and in the row measure what you have to multiply by number of columns to the row order. This is the only difference. So you will get the memory address. The representation both are in different ways are there. The representation of the two-dimension array elements both differs each other. We will see how it is works. Let me take an example. I'll take a array of integer type A 3 cross 3, that is A of 3 3, and the 9 elements are stored in the contiguous memory location as shown in the below. 3 values are in the row side, the position value is 0 1 2, and the 3 values are there in the column side, position value is 0 1 2, and the first location value is 12. Similarly 15, 17, minus 12, 16, 18, 13, minus 16, 19, the values are stored in that location. If we go row measure order, how elements are stored? See here in this table. Now starting address is 201, the element, first element 12, then if you are going the next element in that same row 15, then you are going for next element 17. After terminates that row, it goes to the next row, minus 12, then 16, then 18. This is the second row element. Then after completing of the second row element, then you are moving to the third row element, that is 13, minus 16, 19. This is the way elements will be represented in the memory. So that is the memory locations have kept it here 201, 203, 205. Because this is integer type of elements are storing. Integer type of elements requires 2 bytes of memory location. So each time 2 added up for the memory. In the first location 201, then moves to the 203, we added up 2 bytes, and then 205 2 bytes, so on. And location, see here, this is as I said row measure. The first 3 will be considered first row, and the second 3 rows are considered second row, and the next 3 are in the third. This is called row measure representation. Now for your just giving an idea, here base is 2001 and m equal to 3, n equal to 3, because 3 cross 3 matrix this is. Lower bound value is 0. W is 2. Integer type, 2 bytes will take. I equal to 2, j equal to 1, because we are finding the value of the second row first column value, that is this location of A to 1 element we are finding. So formula is base of A plus W into n into I minus LB plus j minus LB. So base address is 201, I substituted, width is 2 and n value is 3, I is 2 minus LB is 0 plus j is 1 minus 0. Now after substituting, this becomes 2 minus 0 is 2, 2 into 3 6 plus 1. So total becomes 7, 7 into 2 is 14, 14 if you are adding with the 2001, it becomes 2015. Now you see here A of 21, the memory address is 2015. Let me show you the column measure order. Now this is the column measure order. Now how your elements will be represented? The memory address as usual you have seen 201, 203, 205, it is keeping on going with the 2 added up with the memory address, and the elements are stored. First we are taking first column values 12 and then minus 12 and then 13. First we are completing the first row elements. After completion of the first column elements, we are moving to the second column elements, that is 15 and then 16 and then minus 16. Then we are storing the elements, the third column 17 18 and then 19. And this is the location A of 0 0, A of 1 0, A of 2 0. Here you see the column 1 value remains static, and then after completing of the first column and second 1 1 it remains constant, and then 2 2 remains constant. So this is called column 1 major representation. Now let me give an idea for you people. Location A of 2 1, how we are finding the address. Now as you know, base address is 201, I put, width is 2, and I minus LB, that 2 minus 0 I put, plus M into, that is M value is 3 into J minus LB, 1 minus 0 I put. Now after substituting here, 2 minus 0 it becomes 2, and 1 minus 0 1, 1 into 3 3, 3 plus 2 becomes 5, 5 into 2 it becomes 10, 10 if you add it with the 2001 it becomes 2011. Now if you see A of 2 1, the address is 2011. Now if you see for row measure it becomes 2015, and in case of column measure it becomes 2011. So it is differs. The only the difference is here row wise element will be stored in the memory location, here column wise elements will be stored in the memory. Moving forward, consider the array A of order 25 cross 4 with the base value is 2000 and 1 word per memory location. W value is 1. Find the address of A of 12 and 3 in row measure order as well as column measure order. Dear friends, this is for your homework. Do and revert back to me what is the answer you get. Let me discuss with you the application of arrays, where arrays will be used. Arrays are used to implement other data structures such as heaps, hash tables, queues, stacks and strings, etc. Arrays are used to implement mathematical vectors and matrices, because two-dimensional array will be used to represent matrices and vectors. Many databases include one-dimension array whose elements are records. So while creating the database also, they'll make use of arrays to store the records. Going with the advantages of array, the first advantage is it is used to represent multiple data items same type by using only single name. It can be used to implement other data structures like linked list, stack, queues, trace, graphs. This is one more advantage. Two-dimension arrays are used to represent matrices. So these are the advantages if you're going for an array. What are the disadvantages of an array? We must know in advance that how many elements are to be stored in array. Here the memory initialization has to be done in advance. So if you don't know the number of elements, then it is difficult. If you know a number of elements, then it will be easy. This is the one drawback of the array. Array is in static structure. So it means that fixed size. It is not a dynamic. So you cannot change the size as like you want. At the beginning what size you have specified, that size will be remains throughout in the program. Since array is a fixed size, if we allocate more memory than requirement, then memory space will be wasted. So in case if you are handling only 50 elements and your size is defined 100, then those rest 50 location will be wasted. So that is the one major drawback is there array. The elements of array are stored in consecutive memory location. So insertion and deletions are very difficult and the time consuming. For the small size of array, it is not a difficult. If you are thinking about 1000 location, 10,000 location, memory locations are there in array, that time insertion and deletions are a particular position. Beginning and end may not be difficult, but particular position, it is very difficult and time consuming. Dear students, let me conclude this session here. In the session 8, we have seen which is green color highlighted on screen, it is there. In session 9, we discussed the insertion operation with algorithm, deletion operation with algorithm, sorting, that is insertion sort with algorithm for single dimensional array. As well as we discussed two-dimensional array, the memory representation in row measure method and column measure method. Also we have seen the applications and the advantages, disadvantages of arrays. The rest part we will discuss in the next session. Thank you students. Have a nice day.